They started small. A missed acknowledgment in a meeting. A correction that wasn't needed but questioned me anyway. An assignment reassigned without reason. It seemed trivial at first. A subtle, almost invisible erosion of influence, respect, and presence. I chalked it up to oversight. I believed in professionalism. I believed in fairness. I was wrong. Weeks passed. The small cuts became noticeable. Emails I used to receive were redirected. Projects I had built over months were quietly handed to others. I was never informed. I was never asked. I was just erased. And I noticed how quickly everyone adjusted. People who once nodded at my opinions now ignored them. Colleagues I had mentored now acted as though I had never existed. The smile of my manager, once warm, now carried a thin layer of something I could not name. Satisfaction. They thought I would panic. They assumed I would beg. They didn't know me. I stopped trying to explain. I stopped defending myself. I stopped caring what they thought. Instead, I started watching. Every mistake they made, I noticed. Every miscalculation, every oversight, every lie, they were all recorded in my mind. I created a mental map of their weaknesses, blind spots, and vulnerabilities. They were arrogant enough to believe I was powerless, and I let them believe it. Months passed. I built my own strategy quietly. Not dramatic, not loud, not noticeable. I didn't confront them. I didn't threaten them. I learned their habits. I watched the chain of command. I noted who followed orders blindly and who concealed failures. And I waited. The first victory was subtle. A misfiled report. A delayed project. A client complaint that could have been avoided. I did nothing to intervene. I let it unfold. They panicked. They scrambled. They argued among themselves. No one thought it was me. Not yet. Then came the second layer. I returned to the company in a minor consulting capacity. No one knew I was there. No one checked my history. I was just another temporary employee. And from that position, I began correcting their errors. Not publicly, not openly. Subtle adjustments, hidden suggestions, documentation of their mistakes, all without revealing my involvement. By the time the first executive realized something was off, the damage had already been done. People began questioning their colleagues. Trust eroded. Confidence fell. Decisions became cautious and flawed. They never suspected the quiet observer in the corner, the one who had once been erased. I had not returned for revenge in the traditional sense. I didn't shout. I didn't embarrass anyone. I didn't write angry emails or leak information. I simply let time and observation do their work. By the time my presence was recognized, the consequences of their past arrogance had already reshaped the organization. Promotions were delayed. Bonuses were withheld. Projects failed silently. And the same people who had once smiled at my absence now wondered why the company's machinery seemed to fail them at every step. The final act was quiet. I submitted a comprehensive report of inefficiencies, errors, and inconsistencies. No one could dispute my findings. No one could accuse me of exaggeration. Every fact was documented. I left before anyone had a chance to thank me or punish me. Months later, whispers began circulating. Who fixed the system? Who really understands the process? They never said my name. They didn't need to. I had proven, silently, that absence can speak louder than words, that patience and observation can be far more powerful than rage, that revenge doesn't need a spotlight, it needs time.